In this week's guitar lesson, I'm going to give you an introduction to open D tuning. Hey guys, I'm Naylor, here to help you grow as a guitarist, and in this week's lesson I'm going to show you one of my favourite open tunings to share with my students. This is open D. So perhaps your first foray into altered tunings, I'm going to show you with just a couple of simple chord grips how you can create some very beautiful chord progressions. And with this approach you're then going to be able to put any chord progression you know into this feel. So let's take a zoom in and go through the tuning. So phase one with this is to get into the tuning. Open D means the open strings will be tuned to the sound of a D major chord. Hopefully you will know that a D chord contains the notes D, F sharp, and A. So I like to present this altered tuning first to students because every string that is retuned will be tuned lower, so there's less risk of popping any strings with this one. So starting first with string 6, it's tuned to an E. We're going to look to take that down to a D. That is a tone below. Use the harmonic at the 12th fret if you want to easily find that note. Alternatively, you of course get your tuner. I have my clip on here I'm going to be using. So D, there's our root note. String 5 is an A. That's the 5th of the chord, that's okay. That will stay as it is. String 4 is a D. Another root, so we've got root 5 root. That's the drop D tuning. I've done a lesson on drop D, you can check that out by clicking the link in the card popping up if you want to know a little more about using that tuning with the power chord under one finger. String 4 is the note G. Now that's falling in between the 3rd and the 5th of the chord, the F sharp and the A. What we're looking to do though is we need obviously the 3rd in there, and this is where we're going to do it. We're going to drop the G down to the F sharp. So it's going to be down a semitone or down 1 fret. You could reference that note from the 4th fret of the D string, that is F sharp. Or of course using your tuner. String 2 is B. We're going to tune that down to an A, down a tone. And string 1, much like string 6, often in altered tunings you find 6 and 1 are tuned to the same. We're going to take that down a tone as well to the D. Open D, there it is. Now, why these open tunings are particularly favoured by slide players is because we have a major chord under a bar finger or a slide. So if I'm at the 3rd fret, major chord, 5th fret, major, they're all major chords. Now what we're going to look to do is keep some strings open as we do this to get some more colour to the chords. Okay, so we're going to be just limiting ourselves to a couple of fingers as we do this. And we're going to keep things diatonic for today. We're thinking within the key of D major. So how we're going to work this is we're going to lay out the scale upon string 6, and there's going to be our bass notes to then place each chord shape. So reviewing the major scale, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. So it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Of course the notes have changed. We're no longer in standard tuning, just bear that in mind. So the G is now fret 5, the A is now fret 7. So as we saw at the beginning, the 3rd of the chord, the F sharp, was the open string 3. So what I can do, if I take my root note up to say the 5th fret, it's the 4th of the scale. This is going to be a major chord, the 4th chord being major. If I want to play the major chord, I'm going to place my 3rd finger, so note finger 2 is on the bass note, finger 3 is going to be on the same fret as that finger on string 3. Finger 2 is leaning on string 5 as I do this, probably going to mute that one out. But But that there is going to be my 4 chord in this tuning. Let's call it G just for ease, or 4 chord. We're going to be using the numerals as we go along. And then the 5 chord is the other major chord. That's going to be the same shape, upper tone. Both fingers up 1 tone, 2 frets. There's my 5 chord. Okay, so immediately I've got some use with this tuning. I can be doing a 1, 4, 1, 5. And the 1 chord at the octave in the 12th fret, I could do that as well. So what then about the minor chords? Well, if this is a major grip, a minor difference between a major and a minor is all in the third. The major third becomes a minor third. It is flattened, i.e. taken a fret towards the nut. So if this is a major chord, let's take ourselves up to the 6th, which is in the 9th fret. That's going to be a minor chord, the 6th chord. So my finger 3 on string 3, I'm going to lower, use finger 1. And that there is the 2nd chord shape. Only 2 chord shapes for today. This and this. That's my minor chord. Okay, 6, 5, 4. So let's fill in the blanks down low. So 1 chord is major, the 2 chord in the 2nd fret will be a minor chord, minor shape. The 3 chord, upper tone, is also minor. Semitone on the bass string, 4 chord major. Upper tone to the 5, also major. Tone to the 6 is a minor. The 7 chord, if you know, is a diminished chord, but the 3rd is also minor, so we can use that same shape if we're going to be using that. And then we're back to the 1 in the 12th fret. Let's think about putting this to some chord progressions. Let's go with the old classic 1, 5, 6, 4. Here it comes. 3, 4. Try 4, 1, 6, 5. So there's just a couple of progressions that you can easily put to this. You can do this with any progression from a major key, as long as you can work the progression into its Roman numerals or relate them to the 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, etc. You can then put it onto these chord shapes just by following that pattern. Once more to review. 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4, 5, 6, 7, not that you'd see it much, but that would be the grip. There's the 1. So there you go, over to you. Get yourself in the tuning, have some fun with it. So there you are, guys. That is an introduction to open G tuning. A lot more can be said about this, but I'll save that for another session perhaps. Don't forget a thumbs up if you did enjoy the lesson. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing. And if you do, don't forget to click on the bell icon to get all future channel notifications. As always, I'll make a tab available for this from my website blog if you follow the link at the end of the video. Have some fun with it, take care, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye! Here to help you grow as a... So perhaps your first altered tuning, I've got a basic approach here to get some great... I'm not reading it, honestly. So I'm going to take you through a... So I'm going to take you...